Yeah.
Ashley asking, how did you feel doing the research for this and finding out about all the injustice that happened at the hands of these companies?
Yeah, I got angry too. I got angry too, and it was funny. I remember I had dinner with some friends while I was in the middle of the research for the book, and I was telling them about, it's such a roller coaster of emotion to read, these real documents, memos from the company, seeing the women's x-rays, reading their medical reports, and seeing in black and white what was being done to them, Grace Fry's vertebrae being crushed by the radium, just imagining that and reading that. And I was describing this emotion, and they, because they're my friends, they were taking the piss out of me, but kind of saying they were imagining if they were watching it on a time lapse, because I would get angry, I would cry as I was researching. You imagine that on a time lapse video. I was going through everything. But I think, several people have said when they're reading the book that they can feel my anger and feel how I felt, that comes through. So yeah, I was incredibly angry, because you just think they knew and they didn't stop it. They knew and they covered it up.
Yeah.
Particularly in Illinois.
Yeah, I think the gift of your writing and this book in particular is that we don't get a dispassionate history.
No.
To feel that, and I think that's it's so beautiful. It's so beautifully written. The book is just beautifully written, and I love the fact that it reads not like a dispassionate history, but like a love letter to the girls. And I think that's fantastic.
That's a nice way of putting it. Yeah, that's how it felt.
Good.
Yeah, and that's what it was. I fell in love with them doing the play.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I know you said earlier you're about to start rehearsals. I'm sure your cast will have a similar reaction, because even just looking on social media about other people that have either done this play or The Radium Girls by D.W. Gregory, which is about the New Jersey women. Can you see me, by the way? I wasn't sure if it's all right. It's gone. It's still. So yeah, I think people that do these plays, that tell these women's story on stage, they do connect to it. And that's certainly how I felt. And so we did our first run of the show, and the cast actually came to me and said, we feel so strongly about this story, we want to do it again. So we actually did a second run that we self-funded, because we felt so passionate about it. Yeah, I think, as I say, you do fall in love with the women, and I'm sure your audiences will as well, because it's such a story of, strength, solidarity, sacrifice. And it's incredibly moving to watch, particularly knowing this all happened. This is real.
Yeah. So Ryan is asking if you happen to connect with any of the family members of any of the Radium Dial employees that were in charge, lying to the women, etc., say Mr. Reed or any of the company attorneys.
I have to say no, I didn't pursue that, partly because I was on a short time scale. I had a deadline, so I had to prioritize. And for me, obviously, the women were the most important thing. So no, I didn't follow up any of those people. Mr. and Mrs. Reed didn't have any children, so you'd be looking for nieces and nephews. I can't remember off the top of my head if they even had siblings, so it might be that it was the end of the line with them when they died. Yeah. But no, I didn't pursue any of the company people. I do think the Kellys, Joseph Kelly, who was the president of Radium Dial, I think they're still around because his son ran Luminous Processes, the second company that Joseph Kelly set up. So I think they're around somewhere, but I haven't reached out. I'm not sure they'd be too pleased to speak to me, given what I'm exposing in their relatives' lives. So yeah, no, I didn't pursue that angle.